Hi. Alright, we have reached till to using the general term in the formula for general term in a binomial expansion. TR plus 1 equals to NR A to the power of N minus RB to the power of R. In finding the term which is independent of X. Independent of X sometimes also is synonym to the constant term. Okay? Adalah sama maksud. What is constant term? It's the same as independent X. Let's say if I have 5. 5 is independent of X. Sebab apa? You tak nampak ada X kan? You don't have X. So, or you can say that X to the power of 0. Because X to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So, it means that if you say independent of X, means there is a constant. It's actually a constant number. Alright? So, any constant number is actually is the term with independent of X. So it means X must be power of 0. So this one, if they say term which is independent of X, means that the X have to be power of 0, right? So of course, if you expand this one, if you are hardworking enough, you can expand. You keep expanding. So there are one term inside the expansion which is no X. Means the X is power of 0, it's a constant term. So you have 6, if you expand, you have 7 terms. You are very tired, right? So now, how to deal with this? You apply this formula, will be faster. Alright? Will be faster. So let's look at how I apply this formula. Okay. So you have the same thing. You have to identify the value of N. N is 6. And your R is something that you are searching for. And your A is X to the power of 2, right? Your A is X to the power of 2. And this will be your B, include the negative. So it will be your B, you will write as negative 2 over X. Usually I will ask students to write as negative 2, X to the power of negative 1, right? Power 1, when they bring over X power of negative 1. Alright, this is the very important reminder for you. So now we apply the formula. The formula TR plus 1, right? TR plus 1, plug in all the value inside to the formula. And R, your A is X to the power of 2 to the value of 6 minus R. Okay, 6 minus R. N minus R, right? 6 minus R. B is negative 2x to the power of negative 1 to the power of R. Right? You have used the formula. So now, you cannot choose the value of R as I tell you in the previous video because there is a X here, there is also a X here, right? So you cannot decide straight away what is the value of R. So you cannot say R0. Oh, cannot. Okay, you cannot do that. So now, because you have to do some index first. Be careful for this part. Students always do mistake here because lack of index. The knowledge of index, applying index law. So 2, 6, 12. 2R, right? I have to multiply inside 2, 6 minus 2R. So for this case, you see there is a negative 2 here, right? The negative 2 and the X power of negative 1. You have to separate this because negative 2 will be power of R. X power of negative 1 also power of R. So this is no X, right? It's independent of X. This is also no X value. So I put this in front here. I letak ini depan because mereka tak ada X. So, but this X and this X, I'm going to combine them. I'm going to combine them. Because you want to decide to choose the value of R. So, the 12 minus R, 12 minus 2R, for this is negative R, right? Negative 1 times I negative R. Multiply means you plus, you will get negative R here, right? So, you will have 6R, negative 2 power of R, and inside here you have X to the power of 12 minus with 2R minus with R. You have minus with 3R, right? 3R. So, this is the most important one. Important. Means that you have to get this formula. Important for this case. Because now if you want this to be 2, if you want the X to the power of 2, the coefficient, you have to equal this one to 2, right? But now you want this to be 0. Why 0? Because the word independent of X, okay? So it means that the 12, the power of X have to be 0. So that X will become, X power of 0 will become 1, right? So you only have the constant. So now 12 minus 3R you have to let the 12 minus 3r equals to 0. Now you can start doing this because there are no more x, there's only one x, right? So you have 12 equals to 3r, so r equals to 4. Means that r equals to 4, if you put inside here, 3 times 4, you have 12. 12 minus 12 is x to the power of 0. X power of 0 means this whole thing will become 1, right? So you have this constant only. So what is a constant term? The term with independent of x, the term that are independent of x is actually which term? The 4. 4 plus 1, the fifth term. So which is 6. This can be written as 6c5. 6c4. The r is 4, right? So negative 2 to the power of 4. Of course, this one, if you put 4 here, you will get x power 0. So calculator, you evaluate 6c4, right? 6c4 multiply with 16, right? So times with 6c4, you will have 240. This is the constant term. This is the independent of x. Independent of x, or we said constant term. So which is the term? So means if you expand this one using binomial expansion, you have how many terms? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 terms, right? So the fifth term means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth term here will be a number that without the x, okay, the 240. So very simple. So you okay, the term which is independent of x have a constant of 240. Alright, that's all for this question.